So, Steve, can you also talk about the Trump baby investment account, the $1,000 investment account that every new baby will get if this bill passes? What is the significance of this?
Oh, these are hugely significant because we know that starting to save for the future is one of the most important things that people can do to improve their financial acumen through their lives, to improve their retirement, to improve their ability to save for the future. And what we'll get is Trump accounts. We'll get MAGA accounts for every baby who's born in the United States, and they'll get $1,000 deposited into this account by the government, and that will be allowed to grow tax-free, tax advantage for years, and it will in the end help kids learn the value of saving, help parents save for their kids' futures, and it will improve their lives throughout the course of decades to come.
What are any other components in the bill that you want our audience to be aware of that you feel as if the media is not doing a good job covering?
So, look, I mean, I think that at the end of the day, it's just really, really important to get this bill over the line. But there's all sorts of things, and it's important to get it over the line to avoid the biggest tax hike in history. But there's all sorts of other things that are in the bill that are unrelated to tax that are super important. Things like you talk about all the time, like funding for the border, right? We need to crack down on the border. We need the funding to improve border security, to make sure that Americans are protected in their lives from and with reduced crime, to make sure that our young people can enter the labor market instead of being competed out by illegal migrants, to make sure that we control price pressures because large-scale immigration is incredibly inflationary. And it's so important that we get that border funding in the bill over the line. There's also other stuff in the bill that really advances the deregulatory agenda that we need in order to bring energy prices down. And these are things like, some of it is sort of details about, how oil drilling is done or onshore and offshore and stuff like that. But we got to move the ball forward on that stuff if we're going to lower gas prices for American consumers, if we're going to make people's commute easier, if we're going to put energy into every single part of the economy, whether it's building manufacturing so that we can have robust national security and defense, or getting service workers to their job sites, or even if it's remote workers at home on their laptops, right? We need energy for everything. And there's stuff in this bill that's dedicated to bringing the energy price down to deliver real savings to American families.
Phenomenal. Final action call for our audience. What is the timeline here to pass the big, beautiful bill?
Well, we're hoping that the Senate passes it within a couple days, and then we're hoping that next week we'll have action from both chambers of Congress, and the bill is signed into law. That's what we want, and that's what we expect to happen. So the number one thing you can do is call your senator, tell him or tell her to pass the one big beautiful bill, to get the tax bill done, to avoid the biggest tax hike in history, and to usher in the second Trump economic boom and the new golden age for America.